And now, this is your Fox Fastcast with meteorologist Ash Simpson.
Good morning. Starting off right now, nice and warm in the mid and upper 60s. We got a lot of warm air coming up from the south, but with it is coming some storms. You can see a line of those making their way through Fairfield right now. They'll be into Henry County, Iowa before you know it, getting into Johnson County. So just a lot of rain mixed with the storms, mixed with the potential for even bigger storms by the afternoon and evening. Now that's also coming with the risk of tornadoes, so please remain weather aware. We'll time all that out coming up right here on Fox 18 News at 8.
Gunfire erupts after a traffic stop over the weekend. What neighbors in East Moline are saying about those tense moments.
And today we honor the men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice. Learn about a foundation that gives back to veterans.
Live from the Local 4 News Studios, this is Fox 18 News at 8 in high definition.
Good morning to you. I'm Alexandria Ikamoni.
And I'm Redrick Terry. Thanks for joining us for Fox 18 News at 8.
Earlier this morning, multiple fire crews were called to Rock Island after a home went up in flames. It's a developing story for you this morning. We were first on the scene, and you can see the flames were shooting through the roof of the home.
The call came in around 2:30 in the morning. Crews worked quickly to contain those flames, putting them out in just under 30 minutes. The Rock Island fire chief tells us they initially thought the fire started outside, but flames were also coming from the second floor. 4 people were inside at the time and all made it out safely. Crews are still investigating.
People in East Moline are still trying to process an officer-involved shooting from the weekend. So many of them witnessed the chaos in what they say is a quiet neighborhood.
Police say a failed traffic stop led to a short chase that ended at 40th Avenue and 7th Street. And that's when investigators say the passenger, 25-year-old Daryl Strunk, got out of the vehicle and shot toward squad cars. And 2 officers fired back. Fox 18's Yukari Nakayama reports.
Like bullets were spraying everywhere. Like all over.
Amalia Serrano, who did not want to appear on camera, is one of the neighbors on 40th Avenue and 7th Street whose home was hit by stray bullets.
It missed my kids by inches.
1 through her bedroom window and 2 through her daughter's bedroom. She says that amount of gunfire was unnecessary.
It's not what he did or whatever, it's how much force they used to take him out.
Serrano's home is one of 3 homes that were struck by the gunfire. As police say, 25-year-old Daryl Strunk ran east across 7th Street toward the neighborhood, still holding the gun. He was taken into custody after a short foot chase. One neighbor says he's still processing what he witnessed from start to finish.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm still shaking. I'm still been worried.
Tyleek Neely says the suspect ran across the street into someone's yard while shooting at the officers.
Whenever a police officer is involved in a use of force situation where a firearm is discharged, it is our policy to request the Integrity Task Force to investigate.
And as the investigation continues, Neely says this is an incident his quiet neighborhood will remember.
I think this is going to be a day that we're all not going to forget.
In East Moline, Yukari Nakayama, Fox 18 News.
The suspect is being treated for gunshot wounds in the hospital. He's being charged with aggravated discharge of a firearm, and the 2 East Moline police officers are on administrative leave.
And several people were rushed to hospitals last night after a truck tipped over in the Moline High School parking lot. The Moline Fire Department tells us 7 people were in the bed of that truck when it tipped over. Right now, we don't know why or how it happened. There's also no word on the conditions. Of course, school is closed for today for the Memorial Day holiday. And this Memorial Day, we're taking a look at how service members in Maryland and West Pennsylvania are transitioning from the military with music. The Warrior Music Foundation was founded in 2017.
And that group offers free music lessons and therapy to active duty military, veterans, and their families. Ray Bogan has more on that project.
Trauma and combat experienced by service members can have lifelong impacts, but one organization wants to help military members with music.
We have a macro vision of just eliminating suicide in the military community.
The Warrior Music Foundation has 40 active students, 20 more beginning soon, and a wait list of 50.
We're going to keep somebody as long as they're finding value in the program.
Brian Quinlan is a former Navy electronic warfare specialist. He spent years moving from base to base. Now he's sticking with this base. Quinlan takes lessons with his son and says they're educational and soothing.
Me and my instructor will just sit here and talk We'll play for 5 minutes, talk for 5 minutes.
The lessons are offered with optional music therapy. Instructors and therapists say the sessions are more than an escape. The music is truly healing.
They might be blocking off processing through some portions. Music has a way of just kind of routing around that. Your brain is firing all these different neural connections.
Healing is exactly what some veterans need.
I thought I was going to die.
Army veteran Jessica Kuyat says she's a victim of military sexual trauma. Now she takes guitar and voice lessons. She also writes songs, poetry, and journals.
I finally had a voice to express them. They weren't just on paper anymore. I could actually hear it.
Kuyat says these lessons help her overcome PTSD.
I was thinking, well, I haven't been in combat. They're not going to include someone like me. My whole purpose for being here today is to let people know that it is here for military sexual trauma as well.
In Millersville, Maryland, Ray Bogan, Fox News.
Multiple veteran groups got together yesterday for a ceremony at the Davenport Memorial Park. They put a wreath at the foot of all the veterans' memorials for an Army veteran injured during his service in Vietnam. He tells us what happened in that war crosses his mind every day.
And I look up the names of the 2 guys that got killed the day I got hit. And I salute, leave them a cigar as a memorial to them. And Memorial Day is it's for all veterans, and not just veterans, but also for first responders.
Now, Woods was honored with a Purple Heart and Silver Star. He also tells us his time in Vietnam inspires him to continue serving and remembering his fellow service members.
Very important. And if you're looking for things to do today to observe the holiday, you do have a few options. At 9 a.m. there will be a field mass at Calvary Cemetery Mausoleum in Rock Island. Also, Davenport's Historic Summit Church will hold a service. The Rock Island Arsenal will hold a ceremony at 10:45 at the Rock Island National Cemetery. And then at 1 o'clock, an observance at Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 2153 in Moline, and a ceremony at East Moline American Legion Post 227. Lots going on today, as there always is on this Memorial Day around our area, but if you do plan on going outside, you'll definitely want to keep the weather in mind.
Oh, for sure. I feel like today is definitely a day that we need to bring a jacket. And outside doesn't even look that great for us here, but Ash, can you just break it down for us? We have some potential severe weather coming up.
Yeah, rain jacket, a good idea here today, just an umbrella, whatever, or just stay inside. Some storms are on the way for us here, almost at our door right now, plus more by this afternoon and evening. It could be even worse. Cloud cover currently, temperature-wise, we're sitting in the upper 60s. Winds coming up out of the southeast, bringing that heat, which is going to add to our instability, also bringing a lot of moisture, which adds to the potential for severe weather. And eventually, a front's going to come through, spark up these storms, and, well, where you do have the chance for some pretty rough storms here this afternoon and evening. So upper 60s, lower 70s right now. This first line of storms isn't the main concern. Yes, we could potentially see some severe weather with this, but mostly just some strong storms, some rumbles of thunder, and some heavy downpours. That's going to make its way through. It should clear out by lunchtime, and then we'll see some redevelopment on the backside of it that by, say, that 3 to 8 o'clock time frame, right in there could fire up a few isolated tornadoes. So just remain weather aware here as temperatures peak in the lower 80s today.
We'll have to keep an eye on it, and certainly we'll be keeping track of it on our Quad Cities app as well.
For sure. So if you don't have that app, you might want to download it to get those alerts from us.
Definitely important day for that. All right, coming up, helping homeowners and business owners affected by the floods.
How FEMA is stepping in to help, where you can go locally to get assistance. The time now is 8:08. You're watching Fox 18 News at 8.
Fox 18 News is live at 8 with Redrick Terry, Alexandria Ikamoni, and meteorologist Ash Simpson. You're watching Fox 18 News at 8 in high definition. Now, meteorologist Ash Simpson with the Fox 18 local pinpoint forecast.
Alrighty, well, here today we do have the potential for severe weather, so we're going to take a little bit of time here and we're going to break that down for you. We did have a pretty nice weekend. Hopefully you enjoyed it, but today is not going to be the day that you really want to be outdoors for long periods of time, because we're going to have kind of scattered showers and storms throughout the day. Our enhanced severe weather risk has now expanded to pretty much, except for a few slivers, the entire Fox 18 area. So this enhanced risk is going to be sticking around for us through the afternoon and evening, because we have the potential for not only strong thunderstorms, but also the potential for tornadoes, and the best potential that we've had all year. So that's our main threat. Storms going to be likely here through the afternoon and evening, but the best chance for those tornadoes right around that 3 to 8 o'clock time frame. I'd say 4, 5, 6 there whenever you're on that evening commute. If you do have to work today, thankfully a lot of us don't, but if you do, please just remain weather aware no matter where you are. Now tornadoes, that's the main risk. That's what we're focusing on, but wind, hail, some very strong thunderstorms still possible. Flash flooding, not as much of a concern, because by the afternoon it will be a little more isolated as far as cell activity. But no matter where you are today, the Our Quad Cities app, that's a really good tool to have. You get push notifications if you turn them on for exactly where you're at whenever severe weather does break out. Plus there's interactive radar on there as well. It's not just a shameless plug. I want you to stay safe today. I want you to remain aware, and that's one tool we use to keep you aware. Now, we have a lot of cloud cover outside. That's all racing ahead of these storms that have rushed across Iowa here this morning, all along a warm front, and that is just knocking on our door now. You can see some pretty strong line of storms making their way into the Mississippi Valley. We're going to continue to see the redevelopment on the back side of the system here on the south side of that warm front ahead of the cold front. That's that area where it's very dynamic, and where if we get just enough lift to kind of spark it up, and we don't need a lot here today because there's not going to be a whole lot prohibiting these storms from forming. So that's why the chance is so high today, that there's really not a whole lot prohibiting these storms from firing up very quickly. We'll see a little more by tomorrow morning and a little more in the afternoon and evening tomorrow as well. But today in the afternoon and evening, that's what we're focusing on. Now you can see all that warm air building up from the south. That's pushing us into the lower 80s today, just adding fuel to the fire for us. Mid 60s tonight, and temperature wise, we're going to stay nice and warm for the rest of the week as things calm down a little bit for us by Wednesday. But as of today, please remain weather aware. Time now 8:14. You're watching Fox 18 News at 8.
Welcome back. FEMA has been and continues to step in to help people.
This is Fox 18 News at 8 in high definition.
Welcome back. FEMA has been and continues to step in to help people affected by the flooding in our area. Here to talk more about assistance from FEMA is the organization spokesperson, Deanna Fraser. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's talk about it. What kind of work is FEMA doing in Iowa?
Well, so far across the state of Iowa, 2,000 residents and households have registered for FEMA for assistance. And we have approved $12.7 million going directly into the pockets of survivors, helping them recover from this disaster.
Yeah, obviously a lot of people need that help and a lot of people are getting it. So what types of assistance is available to disaster survivors?
There's 3 types of assistance that is available. Rental assistance, especially if you've been displaced from the disaster. And so now you have to find an alternate home location. We can help with a few months of rent, as well as grant money to help you repair your home and replace some personal property.
Obviously wonderful there. So if a survivor has insurance, this will be important to note, will FEMA be able to help?
Not likely. However, FEMA is designed for those who are uninsured and underinsured. So those things that you're not insured for, FEMA may be able to help with. For instance, septic systems and wells.
What's the maximum grant that FEMA allows?
The maximum grant is $34,900. And we do realize that that may not get you to the full recovery after the disaster, getting you back to that pre-disaster condition. FEMA is not designed to make you whole. We are designed to get you back to that safe, sanitary, and functional condition so that you can begin that recovery process. And that's where our partners, the Small Business Administration, can come in with their low-interest loans to homeowners and renters.
Obviously very important indeed. So we have the Disaster Recovery Center up and running. What is it and how can it help people?
Yes, the Disaster Recovery Center is located at the North Park Mall, and that's in the old Office Max store next to Olive Garden. And that's 320 West Kimberly Road. Most people know where that is, but have to give the address. It's a one-stop shop where you can find resources to help you recover. So FEMA's there, the Small Business Administration, Salvation Army, as well as the American Red Cross and some other voluntary agencies.
And so just kind of in one place for everybody
That's
that
right.
needs it. Anything you need, you can go there and get that.
That's right. That's right. And so we urge people to register by phone if they can. So they can call us at 1-800-621-FEMA, 1-800-621-3362. They can go online to disasterassistance.gov, or they can download the FEMA app onto their smartphone. So we do ask people to register before they go to the center, and then they can go there to get a status update and know where they're at in the system.
Making it easy for people in a difficult situation. Deanna,
that's right.
Thanks so much for joining us. We
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate you coming in. All right,
Thank
and
you.
again, the Disaster Recovery Center is located in the old Office Max building near North Park Mall. That's where you can register with FEMA for assistance, and we'll have all this information for you on our website at isourquadcities.com.
Do you feel like you spend too much of your workday stuck indoors?
You're watching Fox 18 News at 8.
Welcome back. Go outside and get some fresh air.
Well, maybe not today, but that advice could be just what the doctor ordered for a workforce that spends most of the day sitting and staring at screens. Reed Binion takes you outside in this morning's Health Report.
Do you feel like you spend too much of your workday stuck indoors? Do you drift off into a daydream, staring longingly out the window? Do you sometimes wish you could just move your desk outside? Well, it might be hard to convince your boss of that last one, but it turns out getting some fresh air can actually improve your job performance. A pilot study out of the University of Miami's Miller School of Medicine found that taking a meeting outside and walking while you talk can have several benefits. Not only does a little bit of exercise help your cardiovascular health, but it can also get those creative juices flowing. Not to mention, it takes away the excuse that you're too busy after work to go to the gym. Some employers are noticing that small change. One advertising CEO says changing your settings and surrounding yourself in nature instead of looking at a screen can inspire new ideas. So go ahead, put your walking shoes on and earn that happy hour drink.
The FDA approves the world's most expensive drug, Zolgensma, is used to treat spinal muscle tissue waste. It's a neuromuscular disease that affects roughly 400 babies in the U.S. every year. For $425,000 per year in 5 years, the gene therapy is being used to treat the rare and often fatal disease. Insurers are expected to cover the costs, and the company says payment plans will be available.
Your OurQuadCities.com update is next.
This is an OurQuadCities.com update.
Good morning. The time now is 8:25. Thanks for watching. I'm Alexandria Ikamoni with the OurQuadCities.com update. Crews battled flames this morning in Bluegrass. Our crews arrived while the flames were still roaring this morning on a home near 109th Avenue. There's no word on whether the home was occupied at the time of the fire. Crews were able to get the flames under control, and we'll continue to follow the story and bring you updates as we get them. Several people were rushed to the hospital last night after a truck tipped over in the Moline High School parking lot. The Moline Fire Department tells us 7 people were inside the bed of the truck when it tipped over. Right now, we don't know why or how it happened. There's also no word on the conditions. Of course, school is closed today for the Memorial Day holiday. It seems like it isn't a matter of if, but when the next wave of flooding will hit the Quad Cities. The expected rain over this weekend held for most of the part of bringing in the latest projections down from 20 feet to around 19 feet. Right now, River Drive is mostly dry, so getting out and enjoying the views for the holiday won't be a problem for you. But don't expect it to last long. The Mississippi is currently sitting at 17.4 feet. That's in moderate flood stage. It's expected to hit major flood stage early this week and approach 19.5 feet by Friday. Flooding on the Rock River has pushed back the start of the Backwater Gamblers. The water ski team canceled the start of their season this past weekend. The rock in Moline is also expected to crest this week, just shy of 14 feet major flood stage level. It's currently at 12.7 feet. Multiple veteran groups got together yesterday for a ceremony at Davenport Memorial Park. They put a wreath at the foot of all veterans' memorials for an Army veteran injured during his service in Vietnam. He tells us what happened in that war crosses his mind every day.
On the board for the honor flight, and whenever I take a group out there, I go to the wall and I look up the names of the 2 guys that got killed the day I got hit. And I salute, leave them a cigar as a memorial to them. And Memorial Day, it's just It's for all veterans, and not just veterans, but also for first responders.
Woods was honored with a Purple Heart and Silver Star. He also tells us his time in Vietnam inspires him to continue serving and remembering his fellow service members. And that's a look at your local news. And here's Ash with your local pinpoint forecast. Good morning.
Good morning, Alexandria. We're starting off cloudy outside. That's going to be the case all day, and it's also going to be stormy all day. Some very menacing looking clouds from the west as we have showers and storms approaching the area. A lot of strong south winds out of the southwest, bringing that warm air for us to put us into the lower 80s, but that's just adding fuel to the fire, so they say, for potential storms here today. Now, this isn't what we're worried about too much for severe weather. A lot of these continuing to push off towards the north and east, and while some of these are strong, it's really the stuff that comes this afternoon and evening that we're really focused on. The majority of the area under an enhanced risk of severe weather, and because of that, the chance for some tornadoes is looking increasingly likely here. Those could spin up quickly, and really, as you know, it only takes one. So please remain weather aware and know where your safe place is, know where you need to go in the case that happens, and just make sure you're staying informed and aware today. Now, upper 70s, lower 80s will be the high temperature, so it should feel good. We're down to the mid 60s tonight, and then temperature-wise, it stays warm most of the week. Rain chances will taper off by the middle of the week.
Thanks, Ash, and thanks for watching. For all your news, weather, and sports, head to ourquadcities.com. Good Monday morning to you.
New York City is rolling out a new Dog for a Day initiative.
Live from the Local 4 News Studios, this is Fox 18 News at 8 in high definition.
Hi again, everybody. Thanks for watching Fox 18 News at 8. I'm Redrick Terry. A New York City animal shelter is trying out a new approach. They let potential pet parents take a dog out for the day to see if it's a good fit. Jennifer Williams has the story.
Animal Care Centers of New York City is rolling out a new Dog for a Day initiative, with the hope these dogs find their forever home in the process.
We're launching our Burrow Break program, which is a program that focuses on doing short little trips for our dogs.
In addition to allowing the dogs to get outside of the kennel, the program allows for potential owners to see if a particular dog is a good fit.
It's also good for dogs in shelters just to get a break from the shelter life. I think a lot of dogs get overlooked because of size, breed, whatever, and it's good just to get them out there and give other people a chance to see how great they are.
The outings can last for an hour or for the long weekend, and any type of adventure goes.
We thought about that it would be good to get a dog overnight, so just to give it a break, just to have a night to calm down and have like a couch to lay on. So we're planning on having her have more of a calm day today, and then a good night's sleep, and then tomorrow we want to take her hiking upstate.
The goal is just to get our dogs out in the public while they're having a really good time, they're exploring. They also get to go and nap in people's homes, so it's not something that has to be a hike or going to Central Park. We just want our dogs out of the care center to get a little break.
According to organizers, similar programs have been successful in other cities. The dogs that go on day trips tend to have a better chance of being adopted.
We don't have a dog right now that's our dog, so we foster all the time, and I feel like fostering is a great opportunity for everyone. For people, just because dogs are just great for you, for your mood, for everything. They just bring so much happiness.
Yes, they do. Not a bad idea. That's Jennifer Williams reporting. Your top news stories are coming up next. It's 8:32. You're watching Fox 18 News at 8.
Fox 18 News is live at 8 with Redrick Terry, Alexandria Icamoni, and meteorologist Ash Simpson. You're watching Fox 18 News at 8 in high definition. Follow Fox 18 News 24 hours a day at OurQuadCities.com.
Welcome back. The time now is 8:34. It seems like it isn't a matter of if, but when the next wave of flooding will hit the Quad Cities. Our flood patrol coverage continues this morning. The expected rain over this weekend held up for the most part, bringing the latest projections down from 20 feet to around 19 feet. Right now, River Drive is mostly dry, so getting out and enjoying the views for the holiday won't be a problem for you. But don't expect it to last long. The Mississippi is currently sitting at 17.4 feet. That's in moderate flood stage. It's expected to hit major flood stage early this week and approach 19.5 feet by Friday. Flooding on the Rock River has pushed back the start of the Black or Backwater Gamblers. The water ski team canceled the start of their season for this past weekend. The Rock in Moline is also expected to crest this week just shy of 14 feet major flood stage level. It's currently at 12.7 feet. A presidential candidate is campaigning around the state of Iowa in a unique way. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker is traveling the state, sharing his platform in an RV. He was in Keokuk Saturday and shared why he's choosing that way to get around.
And so I just want to say how exciting it is to be in an RV traveling around your state, because when I first came to your state as a little boy, it was in an RV, and it was headed by my grandma, who was taking me to her home.
Senator Booker also made stops in Muscatine and Clinton. A boy from Kewaunee is caught on camera doing a little bit of good in his community. Edmund Komnick is a 6-year-old. In this video, his neighbor caught him hauling canned goods. Fox 18's Yukari Nakayama reports what has led this 6-year-old to doing good deeds.
We picked up bags from their porches and we put them in our trunk.
6-year-old Edmund was caught doing what he now loves to do by his neighbor. He's a part of the Cub Scouts in Kewaunee.
And this is our pack number.
He describes what he looks most forward to.
The litter pickup and the mail carrier food drive.
So as you can tell, Edmund loves to help, but that's a characteristic that's been passed down by the family.
We're very much community oriented and involved in very different
aspects of the community. So it's nice to have that community service aspect family-wide.
Mike Conmick is a part of the city council in Kewaunee, but he's also a former Cubs and Boy Scout member.
I want them to learn not only to serve their community, but have pride in it as well.
Edmund, his 3 other siblings, and his mother are all a part of the Boys and Girls Scouts. Jackie Conmick says when her kids' good deeds are noticed, it's an instant gratification.
There's definitely a sense of pride there. The kids work very hard, not only our own kids, but our kids that are involved with Girl Scouts and also with Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts.
This gives Edmund and his siblings a way to connect, but most importantly, it's about the way it makes Edmund feel.
Being proud.
Edmund shares with me that you're never too old to do something nice for someone else. In Kewaunee, Yukari Nakayama, Fox 18 News.
What a great story there. Just seeing a little kid just doing great deeds and great work in our community is just really great to see and inspiring for so many others.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, from such a young age, too, to learn those lessons that stick with you for a lifetime.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
we're learning lessons about today, actually, what's going on with our weather. Just a little nervous here.
Yeah, very, very busy day for us
Yeah.
today in Weather World. A day you want to be kind of on alert. This is one of the higher risks we've ever had for severe weather here, especially recently, especially the past few years. Today, going to be one of those days where all of us are kind of on edge. We've really getting some storms moving into the area here this morning. It's along a line making its way through eastern Iowa. It'll be in the metro area here very soon. Now, this isn't the main event. By this afternoon and evening, that'll be the main event. And what we're focused on here is the potential for some tornadoes. So as of right now, much of the area is under an enhanced risk, which isn't exactly a high risk. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but it can, and the potential is there enough for us just to remain weather aware. This is all part of systems that have been making their way through Texas and Oklahoma and bringing a lot of damage with it. And so here today, we want to make sure everyone stays safe and knows exactly what's going on. So again, main threat with this, tornadoes. That's what we're focused on. Throughout the afternoon and evening, the best risk for this is going to come in that 3 to 8 o'clock time frame. I'd say 4, 5, 6. That's kind of the sweet spot where we're really going to stay focused for that potential for tornado. So as of right now, tornado risk at about 10%. So in this yellow area, that's our area. That's the 10%. But you see the hatched lines here. This is all issued by the Storm Prediction Center down in Norman, Oklahoma. And what they're saying with these hatched lines is well, if tornadoes do form, there's potential for them to be significant tornadoes. So not just little tiny tornadoes, but tornadoes that are much bigger in strength, because what we have here is a lot of energy in the atmosphere, a lot of convective available potential energy, a fancy word for just the potential for energy, but we've also got rotation in the atmosphere as well. That's what we call helicity. So you combine the rotation, you combine the potential energy, and here by 4, 5, 6 o'clock, you can see this map here, that energy that is available for us to potentially see some storms form. So just please remain weather aware. Do everything you can to stay in the loop here on this Memorial Day. I know a lot of us want to grill and be outside, but we just got to be careful. So you see right here, those cells that form right around that 4, 5, 6 o'clock time frame, they'll be very isolated. So it's not a matter of really kind of exactly where it's going to pop up, but it could pop up anywhere. So we kind of got to be on alert. You can see that we'll clear out a little bit overnight. Some more storms on the way for us by tomorrow. But again, today is the big story. We're starting off in the mid and upper 60s right now. We should climb to the lower 80s this afternoon. Today we'll get up to 81, and then tonight temperatures will fall back down all the way to the mid 60s. We'll clear out a little bit and then see some more rain on the way for our Tuesday. Rain chances will drop off by the middle part of the week, and then we'll be looking for temperatures to stay nice and warm for us over the rest of the week, with rain chances kind of clearing out by next weekend. Well, time now 8:41. You're watching Fox 18 News at 8.
Local news on your schedule. You're watching Fox 18 News at 8.
Welcome back, 8:43 now on this Monday.
Well, one climber recently finished his 24th trip to the top of Mount Everest.
Wow.
Yeah, that begins this hour's Fox Social Buzz. Meet him here, 49-year-old Kami Rita. Last 2 trips were just last week, 2 in 1 week. Over the weekend, he flew back to Nepal, and he was met by many supporters at the airport. Rita told reporters he was very happy but too exhausted to talk at the moment, which I can't blame him. Mount Everest reached more than 29,000 feet up. Rita first scaled Everest in 1994. He's been making the trip nearly every year since.
That's just incredible. I mean,
it's insane. That's what it is.
And they really rolled out the red carpet for
Yeah.
him. What a return, and he certainly deserves it.
Yeah, he did. But oof, I could
20.
Not now, not once, let alone
Not even once.
24. Not even halfway. I mean, like, we're talking. I'll go look at it.
All right. I mean,
From the
you're not
foot.
just talking about the steep climb, but you're also talking about the conditions.
Yeah,
Like,
lack
it's
of
colder,
oxygen.
windier,
It's
less
cold.
oxygen. Yeah, I mean, it's just no,
No.
not at all. Hard pass. Well, a squirrel in Seattle has a bit of an addiction problem. He
gosh.
loves cheese. Kevin is the park's favorite critter. Is friendly. He won't bite. He's been caught climbing into backpacks and strollers looking for favorite foods. People also bring cheese, crackers, cheese potato chips, and anything else with cheese.
Okay.
Cheese, cheese, cheese.
You want to say it?
You know what? I'll say it.
Yeah.
You guys cannot keep interacting with this squirrel because
Stop.
when normal people come
Yes.
to that park, the squirrel's going to come up to them and we're going to be terrified.
And I'm going to kick it. Like, and then y'all are going to judge me and get all upset. But no, that squirrel
You can't
stepped
do
up on
this.
me, and I'm a flex.
It's not like it's just not okay.
It's a
at
tree
all.
rat, is what it is.
Keep
There's
your rats
things,
away from me.
Diseases. Y'all are crazy.
I tell you.
Too friendly.
Seattle. What a place.
All right. Well, you don't have to worry about getting your kicks messed up anymore. Firebox has released these shoe protectors. Yep. They come in medium and large sizes, and the company says they're waterproof, dirt-proof, and even machine washable.
Well.
Pair sells online for $10.99. I was always told you can't wash them. I guess you can.
Well, I don't really know where to go from here, so
Let's go.
We'll be right back after this.
Time now, 8:46. Oh, you're watching Fox 18 News at 8.
convenient and comprehensive. This is Fox 18 News at 8.
Almost 8:49 now on this Monday.
Yeah, well, before we start guessing these celebrity birthdays, we are going to try a new dipping sauce.
All right, the company Lee Kum Kee sent over some of their Panda brand sweet and spicy sauce.
So we're going to pair their sweet and spicy sauce with some meatballs that we have here today.
Why not?
I think there's a station shortage on forks.
Yeah.
So I just have mine for my lunch today, and you guys are going to use spoons.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that's
spoons
cool.
and meatballs, that's a normal
Sure,
thing.
go ahead. What do we think?
Why am I always the first one getting
And you're not particularly a fan of spicy things, so
I like it.
what do you think? Good? All right, I'll try it.
I'm waiting on the spicy to kick in.
Yeah, it's more like a sweet.
Oh, there it is.
That's nice.
It's not too spicy. Not too bad.
Good.
Thanks for sending those over.
Yes, thank you. Really good.
Yeah, good. They have usually good authentic Asian sauces, marinades, and seasonings, MSG and non-GMO free, and all that good stuff. Available at Walmart.
There you go.
So go pick up
Well,
one. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm always down for free food. You send us free food, I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what we do here.
I'm a sauce
That's all we
person,
do.
so definitely can put that on a lot of different recipes.
Saucy.
I love sauce. All right, now it's time to take a look at celebrity birthdays with the crew, and we're going to get started.
Yeah. First up, Andre 3000, rapper, producer, singer, who is half of the hip-hop duo
Yes.
Outkast. They had a mega hit with the song Hey Ya in 2003.
I can't believe it's 2003.
That's not okay.
I remember.
That there's no way that
Hey
was
Ya.
that wasn't that long ago, was it?
Shake it, shake
I remember my first time hearing that song, by the way.
That
Memories.
is so
another
sad.
one of
I was
those.
gonna say, can we
Yeah.
keep eating?
Yeah, we'll keep eating.
How old is Andre 3000?
47.
Whoa.
I don't
40.
know.
I mean, that sounds right. I mean, I'm gonna go 50.
What?
Yeah.
I have no clue.
44.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
All right.
You were closest.
Yeah. She
I'll
was.
take it. All right, Jack McBrayer played the role of Kenneth on the Emmy-nominated TV series 30 Rock alongside Tina Fey. He's also the voice of characters in the films The Lorax, Wreck-It Ralph, and Despicable Me. So
He's
a lot of great movies.
Pretty funny dude.
Funny guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is he, though? I feel like he's one of those that looks deceitfully young.
Yeah.
But he's probably like 41.
I want to go with 35.
I was gonna go 40. I'm still going 40.
46. Wow.
Talk
All
about
right.
deceitfully young. Yeah.
We
Yeah, I
gotta
think that's for
stop
sure.
Alexandria here. She's on a roll.
She is. All right, Terry Collins. Good luck with this one. Former minor league baseball player who became manager of the New York Mets in 2011, helped lead that team to the 2015 World Series.
You know, sports is not my thing, so I have no idea.
I'm going to go 62.
We'll go 75.
70.
Middle. Oh, she nailed it. She got the sweep.
Wow.
What a great
How
day.
did we let her sweep?
That's the first time she's done that, right? I
That
think
is
so.
a mega first.
I'll take my wins for today. And if you have a birthday like for us to announce on Fox 18 News at 8, email birthdays@kljb.com.
What, almost 6 months, first try? Good job.
I know. Took a long time to get here. I'll cheers and eat meatballs for that.
Proud of you.
All
You're
right.
supposed to do the weather.
Yeah,
guy, right?
this is your turn.
These meatballs are good.
They are
They
pretty
are.
good.
Good sauces.
Really good.
All right.
Yeah, he enjoys the sauce.
All right. Well, here today. We're good. Enjoyed it a little too much. Back to the lower 80s this afternoon. We'll be looking at some storms potentially over the next couple days. Nice and warm for the rest of the week, and wrong windpipe. Temperatures will be nice and warm, like I said. But the storms today, please, please, please remain weather aware. These bad boys are going to be pretty strong. Chance that some of these develop very rapidly, and if so, could produce some pretty strong storms with it. So potential for tornadoes, everything in between. So just remain weather aware.
Yeah.
Very important, especially for people who are going to be planning to do outdoor things with their Memorial Day plans. I want to think twice on those today.
Yeah, might want to move it indoors for sure. And I'm looking at these meatballs. They don't quite look like meatballs. I feel like we're getting punked.
You know,
It's
don't
actually
say that
some-
because I have.
Is this actually like bugs or something?
I had one locked and loaded too. Don't.
I was kind of wondering why, like.
It's
trying
a healthy
random
meatball.
sauce today.
It's a
probably
healthy
bugs in
meat.
there.
Don't say that.
Don't say that.
They were good.
All right,
They were
thanks,
good.
Thanks for joining
Hopefully
us.
not.
Probably like choked on.
Stick around for a final check of news and weather.
DropClassCities.com updates next.
Incredible.
All right, Elliot.
This is an OurQuadCities.com update.
Good morning. The time now is 8:55. Thanks for watching. I'm Alexandria Ikamoni with the OurQuadCities.com update. Earlier this morning, multiple fire crews were called to Rock Island after a home went up in flames. We were first on the scene, and you can see the flames were shooting through the roof of that home. The call came in around 2:30, and crews worked quickly to contain that fire, putting it out in just under 30 minutes. The Rock Island Fire Chief tells us they initially thought the fire started outside, but flames were also coming from the second floor. 4 people were inside at the time, and they all made it out safely, and they're still investigating this fire. Several people were rushed to a hospital last night after a truck tipped over in a Moline High School parking lot. The Moline Fire Department tells us 7 people were in the bed of that truck when it tipped over. Right now, we don't know why or how it happened. There is also no word on their conditions. Of course, school is closed today for the Memorial Day holiday. It seems like it isn't a matter of if, but when the next wave of flooding will hit the Quad Cities. The expected rain over this weekend held up for the most part, bringing the latest projections down from 20 feet to around 19. Right now, the River Drive is mostly dry, so getting out and enjoying the views for the holiday won't be a problem for you, but don't expect it to last long. The Mississippi is currently sitting at 17.4 feet, and that's in moderate flood stage. It's expected to hit major flood stage early this week and approach 19.5 feet by Friday. Flooding on the Rock River has pushed back the start for the backwater gamblers. The water ski team canceled their start of the season for this past weekend. The Rock Island Rock in Moline is also expected to crest this week, just shy of 14 feet major flood stage level. It's currently at 12.7 feet. A presidential candidate is campaigning around the state of Iowa in a unique way. The New Jersey Senator Cory Booker is traveling the state, sharing his platform in an RV. He was in Keokuk on Saturday and shared why he's choosing that way to get around.
And so I just want to say how exciting it is to be in an RV traveling around your state, because when I first came to your state as a little boy, it was in an RV, and it was headed by my grandma, who was taking me to her home.
Unique for sure. And Senator Booker also made stops in Muscatine and Clinton as well. A place to cool off in the heat of the summer months is open for business. Whitewater Junction in Rock Island kicked things off for Memorial Day weekend on Saturday. Kids jumped on the water slides and enjoyed the splash features. Others managed to get some sun in the lounge chairs. Whitewater Junction is open all summer through Labor Day. Definitely going to be a fun time for them. And as we look at your local news, now here's Ash with your local pinpoint forecast. Good morning.
Good morning, Alexandria. As we look off towards the west, it looks kind of dark and ominous. That's because we do have some showers and storms making their way into the area right now. A line of them moving through Cedar, Muscatine, all the way down through Louisa, Des Moines, and Henderson counties. This line is making its way off towards the north and east. Some pretty heavy rain, a few thunderstorms, but that's not the main event. The main event comes this afternoon and evening. We have some isolated potential for some storms forming that potentially could turn tornadic. So enhanced severe weather risk for much of the area. Wind and hail going to be threatening us, but tornadoes, if they